With the release of the new Star Wars film, I've recently noticed a number of people, some on social media, others on television, express a similar, all too familiar sentiment. I don't like Star Wars, or I've never seen it, I don't get it, so it doesn't interest me, or I don't understand what all the hype is about. Okay, discussion time. If you haven't seen Star Wars, the best way to understand anything is to study it. So, go and watch the first movie, so we can have a real conversation about it, or stop complaining that you don't understand it. It's that simple. And if you have seen Star Wars, well, I can tell you, as someone who had to offer artistic criticism as part of their collegiate curriculum, your criticism of simply not liking it is not particularly meaningful. Why? Well, to put it in perspective, here's what we learned about criticism in college. First of all, it's not acceptable to criticize a work until you've reviewed it to some degree. Otherwise, it's just an uneducated opinion, which is fine, except if you truly want to understand something, why would you want to stay uneducated about it? That's self-defeating. Second, good criticism is specific and constructive in nature. Now, while some work may be exceptional and receive near universal praise, or conversely, notorious contempt, most work is going to fall somewhere in the middle. That's why criticism details what's good and what's bad. Good criticism tells the other person, this is what I like about what you did. This is where you did a good job. On the other hand, here's some areas that could use some work. This is how you can improve. If I simply said to one of my peers, I don't like your work, I don't understand it, I would receive a failing grade for my criticism, unless I was asking them for clarification regarding a specific component of the work. If you're just stating that you don't like something without offering specific coherent examples of what did not appeal to you or what needs improvement, it's not valid criticism unless you can cite legitimate moral objections to the content. For example, even if you aren't a fan, you could say something like, the special effects are great, and I like the droids, but science fiction isn't really my favorite genre, and it's a bit too violent for my tastes. Or, I find it difficult to get engrossed in fictional fantasy universes, but Star Wars is quite imaginative, and I do love the creative costumes. Do you see the difference in how much more articulate and well-reasoned that sounds, instead of simply saying, well, I don't like or understand this? Here's one more example. If you still don't understand, try replacing Star Wars with something else. Like, for example, I don't like Star Wars. I've never seen it. Instead of saying that, try saying, I don't like automobiles. I've never driven one. Or, how about, instead of saying, I don't understand Star Wars, I don't get why it's so important to all these fans or what all the hype is about, try saying, I don't understand molecular biology, I don't get why it's so important to scientists and what all the hype is about. Sounds pretty silly, right? Do you think you sound any less silly to Star Wars fans? I mean, what demographic are you trying to impress here? People that love Star Wars certainly aren't going to be impressed. And even objective people that aren't big fans, there's a solid chance they're going to think you're being a crank. So, are you just looking for validation from the anti-Star Wars echo chamber? Haven't you ever been really excited about something in your life? I mean, it could be anything. It could be, eating your favorite food at a really nice restaurant, or getting a new book by your favorite author, or the new, start of a season of your favorite TV show. Think about how that made you feel. That's how Star Wars fans feel. In conclusion, ignorance is not meant to be worn like a badge of honor. If you haven't seen Star Wars, and you truly do want to understand what all the hype is about, shouldn't you at least check it out and develop an informed opinion? Or is it merely the contrarians' prize stallion in their rain-soaked parade of dead horses to drag out and beat every time something new and exciting Star Wars related comes out? That's my take. If you think I'm wrong, present your rebuttal. But it better be a good one. So may the Force be with you.